Well, let's get at least one more question here, Jim. This one was sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Ian in England. ECW's Music Man, Harry Slash, was interviewed over here on the BBG Wrestling podcast.
And by the way, that's a guy that you want to trust and invest a lot of money in, a guy named Harry Slash.
He revealed how he met Paul Heyman for the first time. He said they met at a nightclub in New York in 1992, where Heyman was throwing a party for himself to celebrate winning the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Manager of the Year award.
No! No, you're fucking ripping me. No.
Now, my question was...
Wait a minute. Don't bury the fucking lead here. We are expected to believe that Paulie threw a party at a nightclub for himself when he won the Manager of the Year award.
Well, I got to ask you, because I know how I reacted. Do you believe it? Because I believe it.
Actually, I do. That's the thing. And I'm just thinking, as I recall, Apter mailed me my plaque, and I showed it to my wife at the time. I said, well, this is nice. That was it.
Paul took his to the China Club.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's the question from Ian. Was it common for talent to throw parties for themselves? Did Jim himself ever hit the town when he was told he was voted Manager of the Year by apartment wrestling enthusiasts? What is the general feeling on this behavior?
Goddamn, if I'd have thrown a party for every time I won Manager of the Year, I'd have been bankrupt. No way I could afford to live a lifestyle like that. No, it wasn't common. It wasn't even common for people to have parties thrown for them for winning Manager of the Year, Wrestler of the Year, any other award from PWI, any other award for anything in general. No, I don't believe I've ever recall anyone throwing do you? Except on television. We did it as heels on TV. Yeah, we were going to throw ourselves a party for holding the U.S. Tag Team title for 1 year. And the Fantastics messed it up, those son of a guns, or whatever.
I know one guy who threw a party for his dog on wrestling TV.
That's been done a couple of times. But that was on TV. I was about to say not off camera. No, it wasn't a common practice. Hey, I just got voted fucking Comptroller of the Year in Cherokee County. Well, let's throw a party. What did he say? What club it was? Because was it the China Club or was that the Hot Club at that point?
I would be willing to put money on it either being the China Club or Le Barbat.
Well, no, it was the China Club in '89 when Paul Lee ran into Jack Nicholson and relayed that conversation to me about how Nicholson was warning him about the tennis racket.
But later on, he became friendly with Matt DeMatt, I believe his name was, who was Matty in the House on early ECW TV, and he was the doorman at Le Barbat. So I'm guessing it was
Le Barbat Le Barbat?
I think that's the name of it, yeah, Le Barbat.
Is like a baseball bat? What's a bar? Did they take a bat to you if you get out of line at that bar?
I could be wrong, and I'm sure I'll be corrected, but I believe Missy Hyatt actually was a bartender at Le Barbat for a while.
I did not know that. Of course, I've never been to the only bar I was ever at in New York City was when a couple of times we did those goddamn Shotgun Saturday night tapings. But I get that Studio 54 was already out of business. That's where Paulie did throw the party for Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's right. I took you to a few bars in New York City.
That wasn't in the city. That was out in amongst the suburbs.
It was literally in
nicer people.
Oh, come on.
All right. Just with you then.
Well, listen.
And that one bar, the guy tried to handcuff me to the urinal. I don't know what kind of place you had us in. But besides that, Paulie thought he was going to get to manage Bam Bam Bigelow, too. That's why he launched his career like that at Studio 54. And then Larry Sharp done stole him away.
I have all the early Studio 54 press releases that he put out in the Keitzer collection. And it's always like, Studio 54 will present Man of the Year to Ric Flair at Studio 54. And then, he would send it to Keitzer, but it would be like, I'm working this event. It would never be like, I did this, I planned this, this is all me. It was always kind of like, I heard about this thing that's happening here. Can you promote it?
Just want to bring this to your attention. I'm not sure where it came from.
I gotta think one of these club kids, they got roped into attending a party for the PWI Manager of the Year in 1992, may feel a little ripped off that they were brought to a party under false pretenses because it was thrown by the actual recipient of this kayfabe award, and they may want to sue.
Well, as a matter of fact, I know who they should call if they indeed want to sue. I know who Studio 54 should have called if they wanted to sue Paul Heyman. I know who Le Barbat should have called if they wanted to sue Paul Heyman. I know who the China Club and Jack Nicholson should have called if they wanted to sue Paul Heyman for having their names in his weaselly mouth. It's none other than our friend, the one and only.
Call Stephen P. News. If you need to sue. An outlaw mud show or two. Still sue their ass.
Actually, I don't think Stephen P. New would sue Paul Heyman because Heyman has some kind of natural lawsuit immunity. He's so full of shit, it just bounces off of him. Stephen would probably just settle out of court just to not have to go through the spinning. I used to have that taped on the front of my telephone book, my own personal phone book, a description of basically how Paul Heyman would rather stand on a ground and tell a lie than climb a tree. I'll say this again. He would rather climb a tree and tell a lie than stand on the ground and tell the truth. But that's not a description of the most honest attorney in the history of the legal jurisprudence system. That is not a description of the Baron of the Barristers, the consigliere of the cult of Cornette, the man who's on the side of the little guy to fight for right, honor, justice, and integrity, and that is Stephen P. New at newlawoffice.com, 888-692-8084. As a matter of fact, Brian, you know this, we are going to be having Stephen on the program, one of the programs, here in the next couple of weeks whenever we can chase him down. He's got that busy schedule because he's not only helping folks that have been downtrodden and infringed upon by major corporations poisoning their air or their water or in some way damaging them or their families, he is also now representing people in the wrestling industry who are being jacked around, and he is trying to stick up for them and their rights. And he's going to be giving us an update on that in the near future. He can help you too. If he can't help you, folks, you're beyond help. newlawoffice.com, 888-692-8084. Protecting the little guy from the mighty justice system, and now even protecting small, innocent wrestling personalities from being taken advantage of by horrible, horrible, horrible people. More on that later.
That's right. Stephen P. New. Well, Jim, before we wrap things up...
He's not a horrible, horrible, horrible person.
No,
that's
certainly
right,
not.
Stephen P. New, horrible, horrible. He's the other guy.
He kicks their asses.
He'll sue their ass.